Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are currently working on getting ourselves into the throne of the Byzantine Empire. And we're actually not all that far away from it. So I want to check here, if we were to do this, yeah, we would be at 0. So that's understood. We cannot expand our power base at this time. We could, however, run a promote scheme. I think that would just overwrite this plus 30 though. And this would be a political scheme, correct? Yeah. So we're currently working on slandering this fine gentleman right here. And that's not going to be much of a problem. That'll drop him down by some amount, but we need to bring ourselves up at the same time. So to that end, I want to find like duchy level people willing to help us out on that front. So not this guy. He's currently number 1 in the succession. That's not going to happen. So would this guy be willing to help support us? Actually, he might be willing to, except governors cannot be granted additional titles at their highest held tier. Yeah. So we want to head down and have this actually be the Byzantine Empire. So he would accept this. This is going to cost 900 gold. But that will boost up our value by some amount. So we're at 839 right now. And he supported us with plus 20. So now we're at 859. Fantastic. So that is great. And somebody just left one of our schemes here. It was actually our liege. He is now refusing to do this, but that's okay. We've got this guy here. Perfect. So we're currently working on slandering this fine gentleman, and we're working on murdering this fine gentleman. So we'll get there eventually, hopefully. We've got 9 months of grace period here, so that's quite a bit of time. That's understood. And we do need a new steward. That would end up being this guy. Okay. So now we want to keep shopping here. So I want to see if this guy would be willing to support us. Actually, he would. So that seems great. We're looking specifically for people who are duchy level or higher, ideally. So we'll request his appointment support. And he accepted, as we would expect. So he boosted us up by 20. So at this point, we're in the number 3 position. And we're actively working on slandering this guy. This guy, we could definitely work on. He's been slandered. Also, I think for now what we should do is we should come up to like this fine gentleman here and see, are you willing to support us? No. Okay. So what about, say, this guy? No. Okay. I'm not terribly surprised that a lot of the people around here wouldn't be willing to do it. People more from the outskirts seem to be more willing to do it, and that's not terribly surprising. So minus 29 reasons for that one, so no from her. What else do we have? Minus 6, that's pretty close actually, but not quite. This is external to our realm, isn't it? Yes, it is. So we're gonna need to go for like this guy. There's no way he's gonna support us, right? He's ahead of us in the line, so no. So next up we would go for maybe like this guy. He would do it. Okay, and he is duchy level, right? Yeah, he's duchy level. So that looks fine. We will go ahead and go to the Byzantine Empire and request appointment support. Now we're going to be out of gold, so we're going to have to tick forward for a little bit here. Excellent news. So he only gave us plus 10. That's not ideal, but that did put us into the number 2 position right now. Ah, and our liege is asking us to be the steward, which we accept. And that puts us into the number 1 position. That is ideal. So now, anytime this guy wants to die would be great. But we still need to work on solidifying our position. So getting some of these guys out of here would be fine. We can distance ourselves. This is okay. Cool. So we'll keep an eye on this, but for now, we're in a good position. Things are looking good on that front. We have an intrigue perk available, and we definitely want to take a job done right. So that will boost up these odds. Look at this. We're already at 92% on this. 95. So we're going to go ahead and execute this scheme. And we'll just seize the moment. There we go. Success. Perfect. So that will help us solidify our position somewhat. This guy is the primary issue, but he is not going to exist for too much longer. So for now, that looks good. We're going to be building up influence because we're going to need it. And that is looking good for now. We may want to start considering a slander on... Oh, this guy passed us? Okay. Yeah, so like I said, this guy's going to be a problem. But we're making good progress on this scheme. So that looks okay. We could also slander him, and we probably should, just in case this ends up not working. Alternatively, we could go for this guy, but I believe we may have just slandered him. No? Okay, let's go for this guy. Beautiful. So, 47 looks great. That is pretty good secrecy here. And lots of phase duration reduction. Excellent. Oh yeah, this is looking absolutely fine. So that's going to go very quickly. Now, we're just working away on this. We've got 6 months of grace period left. So we need to have at least 5 advantages to actually execute this, and we're going to be ready to execute it the moment we have 5 advantages. So that seems good. We're no longer next in line here because of this guy, but that's understood. Our aunt visited us again, huh? We'll do what we must. Okay. So we're at 3 advantages here. That's looking good. And this one, it's basically ready to be done already. It's been very, very fast. So that's good. Okay. Let's just go ahead and we'll wait for 1 more phase duration here. There we go. This is as good as this is going to get. It's not any better. So that seems great. There's a new powerful family, House Singe. Okay. We're still a powerful family, right? We should be. Oh, yeah. We're actually the 3rd most powerful family at this point. So that's looking good. So we successfully did some slandering there. And if we take a look at this guy, we should definitely also slander him, just in case this mild murder that we've begun here doesn't actually end up paying off, which it may not. So let's just work this on down. There we go. This is all looking great. And this slander will go very, very quickly. Excellent. So we need 1 more advantage here before we can even attempt to execute this. We've got 2 months of grace left on this murder scheme. And hang on, what is this? Challenge to a board game? No thanks. Our half-sister to this guy of House Cosenza. Is House Cosenza powerful? Yes, actually, that's the 2nd most powerful family. Sure. Seems good for now. So we have Hungry Times down over here, and we should take this governance issue. We're not traveling very far at all. So let's just head on down here. Beautiful. And 22 trade experience in the governor trait and concerted rebuilding effort. Sure. Honestly, that seems fine. So we've built up a little bit of money, and we can, of course, invest that money into getting people to support us. So we could go to, not this guy. He's not going to support us. This lady might. No. What about this person? Actually, yes, he would. Beautiful. So we're going to go for the Byzantine Empire and request appointment support. So that is going to boost us by some amount. That's actually going to put us in the lead. Oh, that was plus 50. That's kind of huge. Okay, so that is fantastic. We're up to 76 on this at this point. We've got 1 month of grace period left. I say we take this 1 more phase and then execute it. Ooh, we're now infirm. That's not good. That is not good. So that probably hurt our appointment quite a bit, right? Yeah, minus 50. Okay, so that's noted. That is absolutely a problem, but we should definitely execute this scheme. We'll go ahead and do so. And we successfully slandered him. So that's going to drop him down a little bit, and that actually puts us back in the lead. That dropped him by a lot. Minus 50. Okay, cool. So we're only one above this guy. We can't slander him. So we should just execute this scheme, I think. The scheme has failed. Yes, thank you for the help. He's going to be watchful, but he's not as big of a threat anymore. This guy is now the threat. It was very sad that we did not succeed that scheme, but alas, here we are. So this alibi is not very good. What else do we have here? Well, we could convince this guy. Can we toss piety at him? No, unfortunately. We could just bribe him. That seems okay. And then as far as this guy goes, a bribe plus a little prestige would do the trick. Alternatively, we could offer him influence and a bribe. I'm going to do the prestige. So that drops our phase duration down to 48. That's not too bad. And then we've got this guy bringing us up. And then... Sure, that looks good. So we're starting off at 51%. We're going to have to wait until we get the advantages. But that's absolutely going to be a bit of an issue. You can see there's only one separating us here. So that's absolutely an issue. And we could actually boost this up by 36. Okay, so this would be 20. I'm going to do that. And then we can boost this up by an additional 16. There we go. So that doesn't really solidify us too hard in position, but it'll do for now. And we also need to get rid of this guy, right? He's still in poor health. Unfortunately, we're also in poor health now. So that is very, very unfortunate. It's kind of RNG whether we end up getting this or not. So that's a significant concern. Family troubles? This would not be a health penalty to us. Okay, there we go. Emperor Theodos's flu. Did he acquire this flu? No, he has not. Okay, so we were apparently saved. We lose 140 stress. Okay, cool. Emperor Theodos's flu is currently spreading, and where is this? Is my question. So let's see, there is a place where we can see these, and I always forget where the diseases show up at. Is it in the realm view? No. There's definitely a place where we can see it. Here we go. Plague map mode. That's what we're looking for. Emperor Theodos's flu is nowhere near Constantinople right now. So it's kind of up over here. It probably won't spread to our territory. So that's good to know. We are in position right now, but I think at this point, what we need to be doing is we need to be thinking, what happens if we don't succeed? Right? So, like, if we die, what ends up happening? We want this guy to then be pretty high up as well. So his candidate score can be brought up by 50. I'm not sure exactly where he is right now. It's probably pretty far in the succession. He's in there somewhere. We can invest a little bit of influence into him, and I kind of want to toss, like, all of the influence that we have right now into him, just in case. Or not all of it, but a significant chunk of it. At least. So we'll do that for now, and do something like this. So I think we'll spend this down until we have, like, 500 left or so. We want to keep some around, but I definitely want to make sure that this guy is in a good position here. Actually, let's do something like that. That'll do for now. And we should then make sure that we're in a good position over here, right? And we're kind of not, so we should definitely influence him in Shamar. That's going to be a lot. Why would that cost 744? Well, I guess that makes sense. Okay, so we'll do that for now. He's now in line for Shamar. And then we're going to need to do the same thing over here. Make sure he's in line. He is for Palestine. He is for Amman. Good, good. Not so good here. So we would need to deal with this guy. So that is in Lebanon. Understood. Homs as well. Palmyra and Aleppo. We could definitely use a little work here in Aleppo. So we could definitely get that done. Antioch. Yeah, that needs a little work. Okay. So that's fine. We'll work on that. So I do want to toss some money into construction over here. That'll help us build back up our influence a little bit. So over in Damascus, we can certainly do a cattle pasture. And that seems good for now. Okay. So at this point, we're kind of waiting for our advantages to build up here. Okay, grandson losing Shamar. Yeah, I'm not terribly shocked about that. We should probably consider holding a feast, actually. So we'll need to wait until we have a little bit more money here. So just waiting for that month tick right now. There it is. So at this point, let's go ahead and hold the feast. And that's going to be here in Jerusalem. Our goal is going to be to befriend someone. We could. It doesn't really matter, though. Our goal could be recreation. This is fine. Or our goal could be murder. With our murder target being the guy we're currently trying to murder. Which I don't even know who that is. So that would be, you know, mildly awkward. Let's see. That is this guy, Adrianos. Okay. So that's understood. But I kind of just want to hold a regular feast, to be honest. The main goal here is to farm influence. So that'll be fine. We don't even need an honorary guest. We can just bump these up. And just run that. We have a lovely time ahead of us. Okay. So I'd really like it if Theodotos would die. Like, right now. That would be ideal. Okay. Our grandson has consumption. Hopefully he'll be fine. He's 19. He's also flagellant. Okay. Hopefully he'll be fine. He's currently sailing to our court, so... Yeah, I think he'll be okay. So we're now losing the Byzantine Empire, and that's not terribly shocking. We knew that there's going to be a lot of jockeying here. Oh, we're gaining it again. Never mind. Okay. So that's absolutely fine for right now. Things are looking okay on this front. We're going to keep a bunch of money here. We're also interested in getting our influence up to Imperius. Oh, our son is once again promoting us. Excellent. So that looks great. But we'd definitely like to make our way up to Imperius. That would be absolutely ideal. So cattle ranches have been constructed, and that is, of course, going to get us 40 additional influence. We can change money into influence easily enough. So that's not a huge deal. The real question here is, who dies first? Us or Theodotos? Well, that's kind of RNG at this point. So that's understood. I do want to go into Shamar here. And let's work on slandering this guy. So this is not going to be a particularly difficult thing for us to do. You would not join? Right, that's fine. It's not going to be a particularly difficult thing for us to do. We can just do something like that. And we can work on slandering him. And we would, of course, like to get our heir up here. Influence candidacy. Here we go. Right here. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. So we could do a contribution here, but I'm just going to do that for now. And then checking through the rest of these, we still need a little work in Lebanon. So that would be 250. Okay. Well, for the moment, this is fine. We're at 87 here. Let's go ahead and let this run for one more phase. So 20 days. Is this guy still second? No, he's down to fourth. So that's understood. This guy's back up to second at this point. So we're going to need to do something about him eventually. But we'll just do one more phase here. Okay. 93. Let's give it a go. Excellent. Unfortunately, we're now considered a murderer. We were exposed for that one, but let's see what it does to us. Okay, so not much, really, to be honest. That's not too bad. So we are losing this position right now to this guy. So we're going to need to slander him for sure. Although we can't really do anything there. We could immediately work on murdering him. And so we shall. So that'll be fine. And that's going to be, in terms of secrecy, Hoshia's pretty okay for this. Mostly it's that grace period that we're going to want to utilize. So this guy's pretty good. I'm going to toss some money at him, and that'll do the trick. And then as far as infiltrators go, 36. I mean, it's definitely okay. What about assassins? 45 is great. So we don't really care about this then. What we really need then is somebody who can drop this down. And I guess this will have to do. So 49-day phase durations. Sure. That seems okay for now. So there's a permanent barracks construction, and that'll be fine. Over here in Tiberius, we can do a caravanserai. Perfect. And as far as this goes, we can then save up a little money and try to get somebody to... yeah, that's going to be a thing. We can save up a little money and work on getting to this guy, right? Getting back into position here. That's the goal. Okay, so here's our feast. Welcome, friends. The feast is, of course, occurring. Household efforts? Yeah, that's fine. Excellent. So we have money now. I'm not sure what that was. 140 stress. Actually, people can gain opinion of us. That looks good. So what I want to do now is I want to come out to like this guy and see if he would give us any appointment support. No, 81 reasons. What about this guy? No, 9 reasons. What about this guy? He'll do it. So that looks good. We're going to go for the Byzantine Empire. Perfect. So that's going to cost us a decent chunk of money, of course. Excellent news. So that was only plus 10. That's not ideal. That puts us at 958. Okay. Well, we're almost done slandering this guy. These are both of our vassals. I don't care. The Great Schism has been mended. The Universal Church has been restored. Okay. Well, that's spicy. Yeah, we'll save this guy from our food. Perfect. Okay, I'm just letting this finish to take this to 95. There we go. And we'll execute this scheme. Perfect. So now what I want to do is I want to come in here and I want to slander this guy. This is an absolute necessity. So we'll get that going. And who's willing to do this? Our half-sister. Perfect. Oh, people are very into this. Actually, yeah, that's only 10 days. People are very into this. Excellent. So that'll be fine for now. And the feast is done. That built us up a bunch of influence. So to that end, I want to check in here and see if we can adjust our own influence here. 48. Okay. This is perfect. Do it. So that put us back up into the top spot. Excellent. We'll keep an eye on that. But it's still RNG who dies first here. Very, very RNG. But we do need to keep an eye on it, for sure. We've spread a lot of money around. We've invested heavily into this. So that is absolutely understood. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to see if anything ends up happening here. He's at stress level 2? Okay. Well, hopefully. Hopefully. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.